almost ceremony channel time! But today we're gonna talk about Tropical-Rouge Precure. We have the episode titles from episode 15 to episode 18, the episodes from June, and we're gonna talk about the titles. We kind of know what's gonna happen in them, and I am super excited. And obviously this video contains spoilers for what's to come in Tropical-Rouge. So let's start. Episode 15 is called Minori is Laura, Laura is Minori? Yes, we basically know what's gonna happen in this episode already. We already saw the preview images for episode 18. For episode 15, sorry. We already know that Minori is gonna get sucked into the aquapot and Laura will go after her to rescue her. And when Laura takes her out of the aquapot, something really strange happened and they basically switched bodies. We already saw the preview on episode 14, the images. Girl, this is gonna be so much fun. I cannot wait. This episode is gonna be golden. For episode 16, we have Witch's Trap. Laura is captured. Laura's gonna get captured in episode 16. We're gonna talk more about that later. In episode 17, we have Mermaid's Miracle Transformation. Cure La Mer. So, as we already knew, in episode 17, Laura will become a Cure and officially a part of the Tropical-Rouge Precure team as Cure La Mer, the mid-season Cure from Tropical-Rouge, very early. Thankfully, it's gonna be awesome and I cannot wait. And for episode 18, we have the title, I Can Walk, I Can Swim, Laura's first day at school. How nice is this? So, judging by those titles, we're gonna have episode 15, which is a Laura and Minori episode, and in episode 16 we are going to start Laura's arc into becoming the mid-season Cure. In episode 16, Laura will be captured, and based on the title, it's the witch that is gonna create a trap for her to be captured. So this makes me wonder if we're gonna see for the first time the Witch of Delays getting out of her bed and actually doing something. Or is that like a trap thought by the witch, but executed by the villains? We don't know. And I believe that episode 16 will lead to episode 17. So Laura will be captured in episode 16, and that will trigger the events on episode 17. Maybe the girls are gonna go after Laura and they might not be able to save her, and so she has to save herself and become her own Cure. Like, this is very on point with everything that Laura's doing. Like, the girls are in a pinch and Laura always comes in and saves the day in her own way. And maybe it's not gonna be different in episode 17. I don't know. My theory was that Butler was gonna be the one to trigger the events of Cure La Mer. But it seems that it's actually the witch. I don't know. Maybe it's the witch, maybe it's not. So in episode 17, we're gonna have the transformation. And it's interesting that the episode is called Mermaid's Miracle, because in the first episode, or in the second, I don't exactly remember, I think it was in the first, Laura told Manatsu that mermaids can't become precures, right? So in this sense, maybe now it's the time for this to break and change and for a miracle to happen and a mermaid become a Cure. And it's interesting again that we already know that Laura will have a human form, like she's gonna have legs outside of her Cure form. At least that's what we saw in the Aquapot toy when she leaked for the first time. So in episode 17, in episode 18 we have I Can Walk, I Can Swim. So maybe Laura will have the two forms outside of her Cure form. She's gonna have the mermaid form and she's gonna have her human form. This is a possibility. Episode titles have known to be misleading sometimes, so I might be reading too much into things. And in episode 18, she's gonna experience life at school. Remember when we were talking in the first episode impressions here on the channel, there is a vacant seat just right to Manatsu in her class. So it's obviously gonna be Laura's seat. And I cannot wait to see Laura's introduction. Is she gonna introduce herself with her full name? That is gonna be awesome. Also, that leads us to another thing. I believed that Laura was gonna become a Cure when all the motivation slots in the Aquapot were filled. This is not the case. So when it's filled, what is gonna happen? I believe that it's going to be the mid-season power-up, and when the cure gets the power-up and become, like, get new forms, get a new attack, get a new weapon, etc. I believe that's what's gonna trigger this specific event. But it might do something else. We never know. All I know is that I'm very excited for this batch of episodes, and I think that June is going to be a very, very special month for Tropical-Rouge Precure, for Sailor Moon, because Sailor Moon Eternal is coming. It's Pride Month, lots of special things happening, and I am super excited for all of them. Anyways, this is all for now. If we have more news concerning Tropical-Rouge, I'll be quick to update in a video. So thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, I really, really appreciate your support. I really appreciate that you believe in Magical Cinnamon. And if you'd like to become a member or a supporter on Patreon, you can check out the description box. And depending on the tier, you can request specific types of videos as Cine requests. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!